welcome back to the channel. Welcome to painting a Fiesta ST. We've got a few pieces. I'll show you the bits we've got. We've got a front bumper. These panels are brand new. And a little bit of stopper in where there's been some little nicks. Obviously in like sort of delivery, they get knocked about. So a couple of bits of stopper, a little bit of primer over the top. That's the front. We've got the back bumper. Same again, there was a little knock here. So it just drops a little bit of dog thin glaze and a bit of filler, a bit of primer, same here. We've got the wing, brand new wing, and we've got 2 wing mirror covers to do. So the first thing I'm going to do on these 2 bumpers is I'm going to drop some plastic primer over the top, just for belts and braces. These did come in primered. Where it's broke through, I'm just going to drop some plastic primer, just a light grip coat over both of these, and then we can move on to the base coat. Now drop the paint and paint code and colour up. I'll drop all the gun settings that I'm using up in the side of the screen. So enjoy today's video. We've got base coat first, well we've got plastic primer first, base coat and then clear coat. See you in a bit. That's all you've got to do, just sort of back off with the gun. I was running that around 20 psi, back off, just give it a drop coat. You're basically doing a drop coat when you're putting that plastic primer down, just a grip coat. So nice and easy with that. We've got that down. Let's get the base coat in. Right, there you go, that's the first coat down. Didn't go really heavy on that first coat, just sort of got round all the edges. You see me do the wing, sort of basically went in on the edges and went right in on the inside as well. Just sort of belts and braces on it, sort of go right round the edges, and then just filled the centre in. Did the wing mirror covers, light dusting over, same with this, just a nice light coat first, and we'll just build the coats up. Probably put another 2 coats on this and then do like a couple of drop coats over it and we're ready for clear coat. So don't just wallop it on, just build it up nice and light, take your time. That's what it's about. So let this flash off and then we'll move on to the next coat. Right, that's your next coat down. That was a wetter coat on that one. That's flashing off. Wing mirror covers and the front bumper. Let this flash off, give it one more, and then I'll just do a controlled sort of drop coat over the top. Drop the pressure down slightly. I'll put the final coat on, then we're ready for clear coat. Just before clear coat, once this is all dried back, I'll come in, tack rag over the top, and then stack gun down, because these are plastic. They can generate a lot of static, so any dust in the air just sort of clings to it. But when you put the anti-stack gun on, it just takes that static out of the panel. It does help. I'll see you in the final drop coat on these. There you go, sort of nice and simple. Tried to keep it in sort of like one sort of direction, nice and sort of controlled. Distance was around just about 1.5 foot away, probably a little bit more, sort of backed off. Drop the pressure down to around 16 psi and just let it lay down nicely. You see it go down, it looks sort of like, it looks brighter if anything when the light hits it and it lays down. Sort of gives it that little sort of brightness, because the metallics lay down a lot softer and lay down even sort of thing. I'm going to mix some clear coat up, clean this gun out, and I'll see you in a minute. go, that's the first coat down. Gone down all right on that. We're using the PPG Doltron D800. It's weird because when you mix it, put the hardener in it and put your thinner in it, thins up really nice in the pot, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just sort of thickens up slightly. I noticed it was quite thick, but it's gone down okay. Not sort of walloping it down, sort of just feeling the trigger, just going a little bit on the trigger, just taking my time. But they were the first bits that were cleared with the casings, and it flows out nice. Just 2 coats like that is more than good enough, you know. Just a wet close coat, and then just build it up a little bit more on the second coat. But it's gone down okay. Metallic's laid down nice on that, on the bits. Few little bits of dusty dirt that's like blown in and landed in on it on the first coat, but you'll sort of bury that over the second coat. But that's gone down all right. So I'll let this flash off. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes, and then we will put the next coat on.
There you go guys, that was the second coat down, gone down really nice. Nice coat on there, quite clean. There's some of them very, very fine specks that are just in the top. Just a quick nib and a polish on that. The wing, little dirt nib there, but other than that, really nice. Wing mirror covers come out really nice. So there you go, Fiesta ST. I don't know what year it is. By looking at the front bumper, I think it's an earlier one, but all nice and glossy.
Just leave these for about 10-15 minutes and then you can put them on bake, give it a bake cycle, job done, bring them out, nib and a polish. Off the gun, I mean, it's good enough for that. Just them couple of dirt nibs, just nib them out and it's done and out the door. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, picked up a little tips along the way. Just try and keep your workspace sort of as clean as possible. I mean, this is an old booth and I blew it all out and I wet the walls down, I wet the floor down, but it only lasts so long when you've got the booth on. It soon dries it out and you kick it up with a little bit of dirt, but you are going to get it circulating, you are going to get bits. You know, booths are your cleanest place to paint. If you're doing it at home, again, just sort of wet your walls down and just keep going over your cleaning process. Panel wipe, degreaser, do that, tack ragging it off, blowing it off. Just do as much of that as you can before your stages of like your base coat. When you've done your base coat, do the same again. Just before you clear coat, give it another good clean down. And you'll be good to go. You should get some good results. DV1 works really well. 2-bar fan just wound in half a turn and just feathering the trigger. Literally just I have the fluid all the way out and I just feather it where I need it and build it up where I need it. And the DV1S the same. That's set on a 1.2 when I dropped the plastic primer down, and that was just drop the pressure down and just feather the trigger. That's how I paint. Some people paint by setting the dial at the back for the amount of fluid, but I just go by gauging on my hand and putting it down and just get like nice results like that. It just comes out nice. So I hope you enjoyed it. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts, like, shares, it all helps the channel grow, and I will see you lot in the next one. Cheers guys.